You're listening to the Media Man Dan Podcast. Promoting people with passion all over the globe. Interviews every weekend. Album reactions every month. This is your host, Media Man Dan. Let's rock! What's up, guys, and welcome to the Media Man Dan Podcast. Today is an absolutely epic day. As you know, we get nothing but the best on this show, and that is with the SoCal representation that we get with rock and metal, and this man is no exception to that rule. This is Mick Moon of the SickMick Project, an absolute legend of the SoCal area, living and breathing rock and roll for 30 fucking years. This guy is going to have an epic interview with me right now.
Yes.
What's up, Mick? Welcome to the podcast. So nice to have you here.
It is so nice to be here. So nice to be alive and well and rocking. And I was so stoked when I got your message like, hey, Mick, we want to put you on my podcast. I'm like, yes, let's do this. Let's do this right now.
Well, well-deserved. I'm so pumped to talk about your music. I'm pumped to talk about your history, everything that you've seen. I'm only 31 years old, so I'm 1 year older than your whole career.
Yeah, you were born when I started. I was playing accordion right when you were
crazy. Yeah. So accordion, let's talk about that. So you grew up in a family that has a completely different, un-American upbringing.
Yes.
How did that work with modern music that you're listening to in America?
Well, like I say, my mom's European. She came from Hungary, and one of the biggest things in Hungary is the accordion. I mean, you play the accordion or the violin. So I had a choice, either violin or the accordion. So I took the accordion, and my friends are like, dude, nobody plays accordion these days. So I'm like, all right, let me try this. I says, Mom, I want a guitar. She goes, no. She goes, no rock and roll in my family. So I says, how about the piano? So she goes, oh, okay, we can deal with the piano. So I started dealing with the piano. And then I met my neighbor next door. He's like, piano? Come on over. So he played 6-string guitar. And it was my very first time listening to Kiss. And I tell this story every single time. My very first time listening to Kiss. And he says, I play guitar, I'm Ace Frehley. Which one of these other guys you want to be? And I saw Gene Simmons. I'm like, yeah, I want to be Gene Simmons, bro. God of Thunder. So I took on the bass. That was actually my first stringed instrument, was the bass, besides the piano, believe it or not. Piano is considered percussion and string. Yep. Percussion and string. There, I did it the right way.
I like that.
It's two ways. So I took on the bass long time ago, and I played that. And I did cover bands, and I did rock and roll and originals and things like that. I was in an early band. We opened up for Warrant back in the day. We were called Mulholland Drive, and we chose to party more than rock and roll, and Warrant decided to rock and roll more than party. So that we kind of fell by the wayside right there. And that's still friends with one of them, and I don't think they're in the band anymore. So I did that, and then the only way to really, in my opinion, Geddy Lee was another influence because I was a bass player. So I had Gene Simmons, I had Geddy Lee as my influence. But the only way you could really lead a band, from what I can tell, was through the 6-string guitar, because you can do your harmonies, you could do your melodies, and you could, a little bit. I said, bass player, do this. Guitar player, do this. And so I was basic rhythm and singing, and I took on singing because I wanted to be able to create the melody and create the songs. And I just found a group of people that wanted to work with my punk rock attitude, and I don't have a whole lot of flippant, cuss words. And I'm trying to stay true to the punk rock and roll, like the Clash, or maybe even a little bit of early Nirvana, things of that nature. And I always likened myself, I laugh, I always likened myself to like the Foo Fighters. But anytime anybody ever hears me, it's like, no. There's no Foo Fighters in there. It's just, you're straight like the Clash, man, or you're straight like U2 in the early days. And so, I'll take that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Both of those are awesome. I mean, if you can be compared to anybody that's a legend, I've been told by many other people on the podcast, they're like, oh, I appreciate no matter what. Even if you say I suck, it's like, I'm compared to somebody like that. That's incredible. Like, holy shit, I'm on that level. So in my opinion, your music is what I consider 80s hard rock. And I could also say with the punk influence, Obsidian specifically, that song is very raw. It sounds like a raw take.
Yes, that is my first single. And actually, I had my son on the drums, and I had me on the bass and my daughter on the guitar. So that's how long ago that was. 3 years ago. Yeah, that was 3 years ago. We
Little
did that.
Family
and
project.
And since I had to convert to 6-string so I could, show people how to play guitar.
So what do you got planned for right now? You're working on some extra music with that 6-string, like some heavier shit in there?
That's one of the things is I noticed it. I want to keep it really raw.
Yep.
I noticed there's a lot of the growling and there's a lot of the Slipknot type stuff that everybody's really doing.
Yep.
And I'm in that clique. I mean, I'm opening up for these guys, Breaking Serenity, and I'm opening for these guys, but I'm still keeping it raw. And like I say, I'm trying to move more towards a Foo Fighter type sound. Keep it, I just picked up a new lead guitar player. And I'm even thinking about doing maybe even just something completely opposite, like EDM, electronic music, and just running tracks in the background. And I want to, at an early stage in life, I want to get, video screens and laser lights. Those that's kind of like where it is. And I need an offstage person to do that. To set that up. So any offstage people out there that know video, hit me up. Because that's a whole thing all by itself, is doing video. But where I'm going right now is I got 3 songs in the works that I'm going into the studio next month to do. Apparition is one of the songs I've been doing for a while. In Dreams is one that I wrote together with the band that I currently have. And then what was the third one? Is that I have a ballad that I've done. I got divorced. I was married for 22 years and I got divorced, and I wrote this song. And I want to tell you what, divorce is the greatest thing for music, man. You could just write from the gut. It's like, you know what? You made me feel like this. You know, now I'm going to feel like that. That's how it goes.
And for people that aren't married, it's breakups. The same exact experience.
And I bring it up in my shows too. I got one song for how many couples we got out here, and everybody's like, ah. And then the very next song is like, how many single people we got out here, and it's the same amount of ah. So, and I was like, okay, this one's for all you single lovers, and I always get a good reaction out of that. So, and that's part of the thing. What I've learned from Kiss is this one thing, and I say this on my show, it's one thing to perform, it's a whole other entertainment. I mean, entertaining is, I see a lot of bands that sound good, but it's just like next song, boom, and they play it. Yep. Next song, boom, and they play it. It's like you put the, you know, like they go back to the old town vaudeville, you know, put it in the act. So I'm all about the act. You know, that's
what do you think of Iron Maiden?
You know, I grew up on Iron Maiden. I did, you know, I was a bass player back in the day, man. It's like, the first two albums I really got into, Number of the Beast, and then the one after it, I can't remember that one right now. I know, really, real Iron Maiden fan, right?
Yeah.
Real Iron Maiden fan.
It's okay.
And then they had my end was when they had the one with the pyramid. And
gotcha.
They started going Egyptian.
Run to the
hills.
hills.
That's where I was kind of, and I think they're making a comeback now.
They are.
Recently, I've seen them getting up there and doing their thing. And so Iron Maiden is a huge influence. When I was playing bass, it was a huge influence. And that's where the stage acts come in. You got Eddie up on stage, and you got this giant. We used to follow Iron Maiden, Loverboy, and Scorpions. These three bands would open up for each other all over Southern California. And we were like, you know, a Deadhead, or we were like an Iron Maiden head. You know, we went to every show. We went to every this and that. And, you know, we even got our car towed one time because we wanted to park close to the Iron Maiden and we didn't want to walk. So we got our car towed. And while we were waiting for a tow truck, it's probably my mom, by the way. Thanks, Mom, for coming picking us up in Anaheim. And we lived in Simi Valley.
Far away.
Yeah, we fell asleep on the lawn. We had sleeping bags and whatnot because it was a festival concert, and you always take sleeping bags with you. So it was 2:00 in the morning, and the sprinklers came on in this particular industrial complex. We were sleeping on the grass, and we woke up wet, not in a good way. And then, you know, luckily, Mom was right there. I gotta just, you know, praise my mom. She's the one that made me learn music, made me go to school, made me do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. I'm just reaping all the rewards of all of that make me do stuff. And now it's about let's have fun stuff. So yeah, Iron Maiden.
Well, let's talk about some fun. Let's talk about some like classic music. Let's talk about the accordion. I'm going to combine it all into one person. Weird Al Yankovic.
And he's the one that made parody rock. He brought it to fame.
Yes.
Weird Al Yankovic brought parody rock. I mean, right now we got Max Sabbath and we got Green Jelly and we got all these people, Gwar. We got Gwar out there just dressed up like dinosaurs. I don't know what they're doing out there. But that seems to be the trend right now. Either tribute bands.
Or parody.
Because tribute bands are big, but the whole Weird Al Yankovic brought taking a tune that everybody knew. Mm-hmm. And then putting his own words to it, and he was popular on the radio.
And think about how underrated his band must be to some people. Like my
back in the day,
coworker said that they were unbelievable live. How they were able to switch from different style to style based on whatever song they were performing. It's like you can't find that in modern music right now. Like people are like, I stick to this one thing. That's what I'm known for. And I'll try another thing sometime. But Weird Al is like every other song is a new genre. That's insanely hard to do.
It is. I think he even did a Michael Jackson song and just hit the charts.
Oh,
and I want to be honest.
Yeah, Eat It.
I'm going to be honest with you right now.
Fat.
Back in the day, I was like, I hate that fucker, man. I hate that fucker.
Oh, yeah. Everybody hates the guy at the beginning. But that's now, how it goes.
But now you're like, he's a genius.
He is a genius.
He's an absolute genius because it's coming back. Parody rock is coming. I just saw... I'm in a group, a Facebook group. I know that makes me old already. In a Facebook group, it's LA musicians that connect with each other, and this guy's looking to put a parody rock band together. So I'm like, all right, let's do that. I'm gonna back off of that, but good for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna back off of that. But I was thinking about doing robots. You know, that's have you seen Elon Musk? He's got them Tesla robots now. So I'm like, if we could rock like a robot, that might be something. Put that in with the because I think the whole DJ thing, electronic music thing, tracks
Yeah.
is kind of coming back.
I'm gonna have to
Running
show
tracks in the
you electronic core. I don't know if you've heard that genre before, but it is EDM mixed with metal. It's really freaking cool.
Yeah, it's electronic disco music, electronic discharge machining. How does that?
It's
What
just
does it
like
stand for?
electronic dance music.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's electronic dance music, right? Not disco.
Disco is making a comeback. I actually was looking at the greatest hits of the last 40 years or so, and they were like playing all the 5 top songs of the year. And when it came to 2020, there was 4 songs that I would consider the genre of disco, and I was like, how the hell did we get a disco comeback? It even says disco in the BTS video. I think it was Dynamite at that time, and it's like, how is this coming back in 2020? Like, this is insane.
Like anything else, music recycles itself. I mean, we got what is it? Tribute bands are the big thing. I heard, the industry is so saturated with brand new bands and new music and new this and new that. Every once in a while, it's nice to catch a tribute band,
Yep.
Doing their thing. Although, me personally, I don't know, man. It's good for the industry,
Yeah.
Tribute bands, because people want to see Scorpions again. People want to see Iron Maiden again. You've heard of the female Iron Maiden bands? I think they're Iron Maidens.
Iron Cross.
But that might be one of them. But
I
there's
think
an
so.
absolute all-female Iron Maiden band doing their thing.
And those are the actual maidens of Maiden.
Probably, yes.
That's
yes.
excellent.
I know I'm pimping everybody's band right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of amazing females, I'll talk about Lizzie Hale, who's on my shirt right now. Do you know Lizzie Hale?
There you go.
Never heard Hailstorm? Let me play a song.
Oh, you crapped out. Your video quit.
Mike, video quit?
Was
Hold
I
on.
supposed to say I did know Lizzie Hale?
No. I was saying, do you know Hailstorm? She's the vocalist.
No. Are we going to hear your shirt, or is that?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. I am still trying to.
I know I'm
screen
an
share
over
it.
talker.
No, you're not actually too bad at all. I actually really enjoy.
I see, not too bad at all. I like that a lot.
I'm an honest guy, man. I always will tell my guests if they need to breathe. You've been pretty reasonable.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So now I can show you Hailstorm. This is a very cool band. They started in 2000 something. One of their most famous sounds is like the 80s hard rock in a modern form. So I'm gonna go with Mrs. Hyde. I think that'd be a good one. Am I still on screen? Oh, there's the mouse.
Yes, you are. You're still on screen, and I got the.
Yeah, man, they're awesome.
Now that you did that, I gotta look them up.
They were not opening. I can say that they were the co-headliner I saw back in July. Unbelievable rock performance. Like you were saying, you need to have interaction with your audience. You need to hit those notes as hard as you possibly can. You need to make sure that when they come out to your show, they give you your memories are going to be everything that happened. And they were the opener to the final act. So this was still a co-headliner, but they were the opener to the main headliner. The headliner came on, and I was like, who gives a shit? I just watched Hailstorm. That was the best fucking show I've ever seen. They were so good, dude. So good. And they all drum, which is really cool. They all individually can play the drums. It's awesome.
That is a very refined sound. I mean, you can tell. That's the one thing I got to do is I got to get a refined sound and put together a music video. That is actually my goal. Everybody's got music videos now, so it'll be my goal for next year is get this EP put out. That's the thing now. EP all platforms. That's the saying now. I'm gonna put this EP on all platforms and then work on a music video, which will be Apparition.
So that's the first track.
That's gonna be my next single. My very next single is gonna be out next month.
Awesome.
I'm going in the studio December, and then my next single is gonna be Apparition. And it is about being single. It is about being a lonely lover because it's nowadays it's we're not 22. Luckily you're at the proper age. You can just walk into a bar and go, hey baby, let's get down. It's really easy.
Yeah,
It's
my
really easy.
fiance would definitely not like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, fiance. I didn't mean
No,
that.
she understands.
But I did say guys your age.
Yeah, guys my age, my friends, if you guys are, able to have the confidence to walk up to a lady, I promise that they actually will do something in this day and age because they're all doing something. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It all starts with the first drink. You get them that first drink and then you got them on board.
Personality also. Make sure you focus on that. Make sure.
Yes. Oh, if personality were all it took, I'd be married 20 times already.
So I love to hear, man. All right, so let's talk about your music. So your sound, what would you consider it?
My sound, all the feedback I'm getting is like punk rock. In my mind, I feel like I sound like Foo Fighters. In my mind, I feel like I'm like Foo Fighters. But I do see it as very raw, very garage bandish. Still at this point, the SickMick project only 3 years. But the 2 studio recordings that I have, they were live. We recorded live, except for the vocals I came back and did again. Mm-hmm. But I find it a very raw sound, very just straightforward rock and roll. And like I say, that's one of the things that I want to try to do is add something different. That's why I brought the horn player on, and that's why I'm going to try to add some EDM. But EDM, from what I understand, or the way it works, is you need a person on stage that can operate either as DJ or run the tracks. And basically, I think that's where it's like everything's been done before. So what can I do different? How am I going to be different? So, charisma, charismatic, the jokes and the stories is one way to be different. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any breasts. I mean, I do. Because that helps a lot. I mean, when you got, on stage, people are like, yeah.
That's what you were talking about. You were saying
great.
That the Vixen
You don't
girls,
hear anything, but what you see, they sound great.
They do, don't they? Yeah.
They do sound great. But no, yeah, I'm looking for I'm trying to get a little bit more refined, but I still see myself as raw, straightforward, rock and roll. Like I say, what I said them earlier today, but pretty raw is how I would consider my music. Yeah. Straightforward, and I'm trying to be, more of an entertainer, and just bring in the horn section.
Gotcha.
I can't even think of the name of the band. I just, like you did just a little while ago, I can't even think of the name of the band anymore.
No, you're good, man. So 7 Rings, I was showing my family because that's what I do. Sometimes I can find something that's not screamy, and then they're like, "Oh, I'll listen to that." My dad compared you to Meatloaf.
That's a new one, but thank you. There you go.
Vocally.
And that's actually where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to be different with that. 7 Rings. If you want a backstory on 7 Rings real quick, I went into the studio raw. My drummer was late. Everybody was late, so I had to run drum tracks. And when I ran the drum tracks, it sounded so good. I said, you know what? I'm not going to come back and do it. I'm just going to stay with the tracks. And the story behind that is I worked with a girl, very good-looking girl, Latin lady. They're all always good-looking. Latin ones are always good-looking to me. And she was the front desk lady, and every morning I'd come in, "Good morning, how you doing? Good morning, how you doing?" And I always trying to ask her out. It's like, rule number 1, never date a coworker. Rule number 2, never sleep with a coworker. Those are the main rules. And so she stuck to the rules. And I was always asking out, and I says, "What's keeping you from asking me out?" She goes, "Oh, my man. I'm waiting for my man." I'm like, "Where is he? Is he in the military?" "No, he's in prison." I'm like, "Oh, God." Okay, so I stayed away from that.
Yeah, good choice.
She waited for him 4 years. She waited for him 4 years in prison. And he got out of prison. He was out of prison for 3 months. Went to a bridge and jumped to his death. And then after that, she was dead inside. I mean, she had no laughter. She had no focus. She was just literally nothing inside. So the song 7 Rings stemmed from that. I don't actually say that on stage, but I'm, on deep cuts, this is a deep cut. So 7 Rings came from your eyes, lost in your soul, in your mind, out of control, in your heart. Can't feel anymore. So that's she wrote that song for me. She doesn't know that it's about her. She's heard the song, but she doesn't know it's about her.
Till now. No, I'm just kidding.
Until now. Oh yeah. No, we don't follow each other because I don't do that.
Gotcha.
People gossip at work. So if you follow me on Instagram, or if you see me on Instagram, everything's private. So
Gotcha.
She will not allow that. But and I didn't even say her name. But other than
in my mind, the way I perceived it when you said 7 rings and that she works at the front desk, I worked at a front desk at a hotel, so I was thinking you called her 7 times, and by the 7th ring, something happened. That's what I thought.
Oh, that's what the beauty of music. Everybody has their own interpretation of it.
Hell yeah!
But no, it's literally about a dark place that we all go to.
Mm-hmm.
We all go to dark places in our life, in our mind, in our heart. And I just wrote a song, and everybody seemed to like it, so I threw it in the mix.
Love it.
And that's how that worked.
Yeah, and if it came out in 2019 or 2018, that would have been the biggest hit of the year. Do you know why?
Why?
Because that's the name of Ariana Grande's song.
Yes, I did. Now that you mention it, yes, that's absolutely the truth right there. That's what my kids are saying. I have 2 kids, 20, God forgive me, 23 and 24. Same mom,
Gen Z.
Same mother.
Gen Z.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're all, Dad, did you name that song after Ariana Grande? And I'm like, Ariana who?
Is she that big?
Yeah, she's that big. Technically, time out.
Yep.
I had the name of the song first. Kids.
You tell
she
her
took
agent.
it from me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she took it from me.
And it's funny because she took it from the original Christmas song that we would always hear. Na 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 na. You know, my favorite things. That's what she took it from. Yeah. And so when she did the 7 rings, it added the trap beats to it. Like everybody's like, oh, and I was just like, oh God, what happened to you? You were so innocent and sweet. Why are you doing this?
That's what makes you famous. I mean, you got a cute face, you'd be famous, man.
Yep.
100%. I got familiar with her. She was on a Nickelodeon TV show, 2 different ones.
Yeah, Victorious and Sam and Cat.
Yes, Victorious. And I'm like, who's that? And my daughter's like, Dad, come on, man.
Amazing vocalist, I should say.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like her as a person, I love her vocals. She is unbelievable. I was just telling my coworker today. I can't disagree that she is one of the greatest I've heard of the modern age.
She does have a golden throat.
Yeah, a golden throat. Oh shit. That's what he said.
Exactly.
Oh God, I love it, man. Okay, so 7 Rings was like your first, second single, right? First single was Obsidian. Obsidian, you said you made it with your kids, so they're musically talented as well. How did they learn from you?
Exactly. Interesting little story is I taught guitar as a bass player. I taught 6-string to learn how to play 6-string. I went to he's all Mick. He's all, I know, I seen you in class. One of my college kids was working in the store. He's like, you want to teach music? I'm like, all right. So I started teaching music in a class, and I brought home the book. I learned how to play guitar, and then my daughter learned how to play guitar. And interesting story is me and his mother made my son play drums because it's like, okay, we can get the whole package here. You know, we can have you on bass, you can have your daughter playing guitar, your son on drums, we can put the whole thing together. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, let's do it. So we got that far. You know, we got everybody playing music and on board. And so that's kind of how it started. And then they, wanted to start their own band because, I'm the boss. I'm the dad. What I say goes. And daughter wasn't having it. So we wrote the one song Obsidian together, which is actually about the apocalypse, or the second coming of Christ. Some people are religious, some people are not. But, it's either the apocalypse or the second coming or however you want to look at it. She wrote that song. We played it together. We performed it together at the Whiskey. And when she decided to start her own band.
Hold up. Did you just say the Whiskey?
Yeah.
Whiskey A Go-Go?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. How'd you get to play there?
I played there. I played there as soon as the single came out, Obsidian. I played there just a little while ago with
Ricky Serenity.
No, I wish. No. Who was the headliner there?
Oh,
it was the Anthrax tribute band. Anthrax tribute band.
Who played? Oh, the whiskey was where it lies.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So we all played it, and that's actually where you cut your teeth in the music industry. Is if you played at the whiskey, then now you're a band. You're a band now,
that's what I'm
and
saying, man. Like that's
yeah,
huge. So
that's
epic.
huge. Yes, I have. I've played there 3 times.
3 times, nice.
By the way, 3 times. Yes, I played there 3 times. So I'm officially a band. So
You made it.
well, I made it. Yeah, I mean, well, clearly because I'm on a podcast. So I'm like,
Oh man, I'm happy. You see, like I'm so small in my mind, but I'm still trying to grow. I'm still trying to get my connections, and I love what I do. A lot of other people, they're like schedule, schedule, schedule. Okay, can I fit it in? And like I'm just like I get to talk to you. This is amazing. Like that's how it goes for me. I have a guy who's been making toys for 60 years who's going to be on the podcast in the future, and it's just a crazy thing. He just came to the hotel one day, and he just gave me his whole like life story in a little summary, and I was like, you were on Time magazine? What, dude? Like, are you
really,
serious? Like, he
really?
created like one of the most famous things of all time, which is the Sudoku Rubik's Cube, or Sudoku
That's
Rubik's
Hungarian.
Cube.
The Rubik's cube is originally Hungarian. It was made by a Hungarian guy.
Well, there we go, man. We're connecting all the
Yeah,
pieces again.
yeah. We're putting all the pieces together. My mom's Hungarian. The inventor of the Rubik's cube was Hungarian. So, although I don't speak a word of Hungarian, I do. I know a few words. Nem beszélek magyarul. That's what I know. When I go to the conventions, I nem beszélek magyarul, and they're like, "What does that mean?" It means I don't speak Hungarian.
So no Espanol, but in,
Yeah,
in
that's so
Hungarian.
funny. Right.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's where is the bathroom or where is the
Yeah,
library?
no, I haven't got that far yet.
I love it,
But
man. But yeah, that's a
nope.
crazy history that you have, and somehow you connected two things together because of
Yes.
Hungary. What are the odds? Okay, let's talk about Hungary and in the opposite way. You were talking about how I interpreted your song Seven Rings and how you have the interpretation. So let's talk about how people interpret the word Hungary. What's some of your favorite food, dude?
Well, I'm going to tell you, everyone's favorite, some of my favorite food, orange chicken. All right,
Orange
I always
chicken.
go
Okay.
orange chicken. That's one of my favorites. And man, I was not prepared for this question because I do have a lot of favorite foods. Um, here it's coming to me right now. It's coming to me right now. Indian food, not American
Indian
Indian,
food.
but Indian food. Yes. The curry.
You like the curry? Okay.
Thai food. I'm crazy about the red curry Thai food, and the Indian Thai food. There's a great place here in Corona, California. It's called Punjabi Tandoor, and they serve real ethnic food, and it's the curry. They have the Thai people have curry, and the Indian people have curry, and they're both curry in and of itself is great food. But that's it. There, you got me.
Are there
And
any
I
of
had,
them that
had
are
working
mild? Because I know the spicy ones I can't handle. I have never had Indian food, but I know I've been told that it's very hot.
my local Thai food. You can order 3 different heats, which basically is only 2, but they make you think you're getting 3. So how hot do you want it? And I says, well, I want it mild. So I got the mild one, and it's like everybody's going to the bathroom an hour later. It's like, okay, we don't want it that far. We're gonna take the #1 heat. And then my mom's like, curry, the Thai curry is supposed to go over the rice. You get the plate of rice, you put the curry over it, and then
Yeah.
my mom's like, oh look, we got soup, and she pours it like soup and starts eating it like soup. And she goes, I was like, Mom, you're supposed to put it over the rice. Put the curry over the rice.
Even
Yeah,
it out.
that's Indian food, which was a surprise to me. I had a coworker say, let's go eat some Indian food. I'm like, Indian food. If it ain't a hamburger or a hot dog, I don't want it. I don't want it. And then they got that, the bread, the naan. They serve the naan with it, which is basically a fat tortilla, a puffed up tortilla, and they call it naan.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna run over and grab it, but I don't
Does it look like pita bread? He's gonna grab it for us. Okay. I love show and tell. Show and tell is
Yeah,
my favorite thing.
the naan.
Oh, that looks like pita bread. That's insane.
Yes, it looks like pita bread. And so what we do is we heat this up and we have it with our curry. I've learned how to cook curry.
Oh.
Yeah, I've learned how to make it. So we got it. So there it is. There's my little show and tell for the moment.
Well,
Because I was stuffing food down my face when he said, "Are you ready?" I'm like, hang on a minute, hang on. So
No, as soon as I messaged you, I was like, okay, hold on a second, because I had been listening to both bands all week, and I was like, wait, am I interviewing you today or am I interviewing you on Wednesday? And I was like, oh shit, I can't remember. And
I
then I
hate
looked
when
at
that
the
happens.
list and I was like, oh yeah, it's you, okay. And then I was like, oh, I'm messaging him at 8, but he's at 8:30 my time, obviously. And I was like, oh
Yes.
damn it, my bad.
That's why I feel like I've gotten semi-famous, because I've made it halfway across the United States with this podcast. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're semi-famous now. This guy, all right.
Well, what's
We're good with
crazy is the other band
Yeah.
is also with a bunch of guys in your generation, and they're also making some older, like 90s grungy alternative rock kind of sound. So I'm
That-
like promoting all of the ages of music right now. I'm loving it.
And that is the thing. Bacon Bits. It's the second time I said it. Bacon Bits gives advice, and one of the things he says is you don't have to be 15 to make music anymore. He says the genre has gotten to any age. He says the music industry has expanded to all ages. It's like people like to see youth on stage. That's why I surround myself with youth. But also the experience. People like to know, okay, this guy's been around the block. You can, playing, the guitar and singing and interacting with the audience is a big part. A lot of young bands just need to learn that.
Yeah.
And how I've learned that is, I watch bands like Kiss. I've gone to David Bowie. God rest his soul. David Bowie is one of the best shows I've ever seen. He's just immaculate with the artistry and the dance. He had dancers on stage, and he had blowing veils, and he had what appeared to be naked women, but the veils were blowing, so you couldn't really tell. And that was at Dodger Stadium. We seen him at Dodger Stadium, and I'm trying to think, who else did we see? Saw Robert Plant. Robert Plant's more of a next song kind of guy. Next song.
He's a legend.
But who else? Kiss was up there. Rush.
Okay.
Rush is another, just, you don't even notice them talking because the music is just so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just, notice them talking, but where were we going with it?
I'm so glad you're bringing up artists right now. I got Toto right here next to me, and that's one of my favorite classic rock bands. My other favorite that I got raised on is Chicago.
I won't hold that against you.
Chicago is, in my opinion, that is one of the greatest vocal bands, and of course, I love trumpets. I'm a horny guy, as we can say.
Oh yes, there you go. They got the full band, the full ensemble of music. What else you got?
I got Foreigner.
Foreigner 4. That's the one I remember.
Fuck yeah.
You're as cold as ice. Oh, you're ready. You got it all going on right now.
I do. These are actually from my birthday. I actually requested these for my birthday. I got the greatest of Journey. So these are the first 5 albums. I love Journey.
Growing up, hated Journey, but now it's more nostalgic for me. So it reminds me of my youth. So I'm on board with that.
Wonderful. Yes. So let's talk about some classic artists. How did you personally shape your sound besides Kiss? What was like the first song that you were like, I have to get this. I have to play
Nirvana.
this?
Well, I mean, back in the day, it was, hold on, let's back up a minute. Rat. When I was in Mulholland Drive, we were Rat. Yeah. And round and round, that was the sound. You wanted to be round and round. You wanted to be Motley Crue, still freaking famous.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to be both of them, still famous. But that was the sound we wanted to wrap around. We wanted to be like that. We wanted to be Rat. We wanted to be Motley Crue. What was another one? Warrant. Of course, Warrant is out there. And then Poison and the hair bands kind of faded, and everybody went to leather and rock and roll. But that's how we, cut our teeth, so to say. We wanted to be like that band. So I'm glad you brought that. We had our influences, but when you jump up on stage, you want to be like Rat. You want to be like Motley Crue, and that's where all I'm still, Motley Crue-ish.
Oh yeah, totally, man. I see it by the vest.
And I've talked to people that wear masks on stage, and they say you're just floating in sweat when you wear a mask on. You're just floating in sweat.
Oh yeah.
And there was a story with Corey Taylor. I think one of his latest masks didn't drain properly, and it was filling up with water, and it was coming out the mouth hole as he was singing. I was filling up with sweat. So it's coming out the
Oh,
mouth hole as it was singing.
so
So he
nasty.
cut the piece, for the shows after he cut
Yeah, that makes sense.
so it would all come out.
That's the thing. I
But
feel like if I sweat, it would go straight in my eye, and I would just be in pain the whole time. I wouldn't even be able to
yeah,
perform because I can't see anything.
I've had that happen. I've had that happen with these glasses on right now.
Regular
The one thing
glasses,
about
yeah.
purple lenses, you can see in any time, day or night, light or dark. That's why Ozzy always wore purple lenses because you can see anywhere. Doesn't matter how
Oh,
dark, how light. You can just
you
see it.
brought
The
up the
only thing you
god of
can't do,
metal out of
I did.
nowhere. You brought up
Oh,
Ozzy. Let's talk about some,
because let's
Black
do that.
Sabbath.
Let's do that. We are supposed to talk about the very first album with Randy Rhoads.
Mhm.
Ozzy, trivia question because I'm forgetting right now. What was the first Ozzy album? Was it just Ozzy Osbourne?
Ozzy
Crazy
itself
Train.
was, yeah, the one with Crazy Train.
The one
But
with
I
Crazy
know Black
Train.
Sabbath was self-titled, and then that had
Yeah, I was okay with Black Sabbath, but when it became Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Rhoads, I think it was early '80s.
yeah.
Everybody's like, "Damn!" Everybody's like, "Damn, that guitar!" Nobody ever heard a guitar. I mean, there was Eddie Van Halen, and then who did I just say? Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen. Who the heck is one of the best
Another
guitarists of all time? Oh, Queen. Brian May.
Brian May.
Yeah,
Yes,
those are legends.
Brian May.
And of
Yes.
course, the guy from Chicago that I can never remember the name of.
Oh man, so close. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he's
Because
incredible.
we don't talk about him enough.
Seriously, it's sad. But let's
Yeah.
talk about Ozzy for a little bit. So, what do you think of Ozzy as somebody who you just said you wanted to include EDM in your sound? What do you think of Ozzy's collaborations with artists like Post Malone?
I love that guy. He just did that. He just did that.
Country album.
He just did that country album.
So good.
Have another drink on me, or what the hell is it called?
Yeah.
And I'm always hashtagging post grunge, right next to it, Post Malone. It's like lost L.A. punk music, L.A. punk rock, Los Angeles underground, post grunge, Post Malone. Because I was so impressed with that. My dad, so let's back up. My dad was a country singer. And he's always said, son, if you want to make it in music, he didn't care, about the accordion. He was like, your mom's accordion. But if you want to make it in music, you got to play country music. And I says, all right,
True.
how do I do that? How do I play country music? So I got out there and I tried to do the twang thing, and it just didn't work. And back in the 80s, if you tried to be a country band, they ain't going to put you on stage. They ain't going to put you on the Whiskey, the Gazaris, the Country Club, Troubadour. You ain't.
It took
Unless you're big band.
Yeah, it took like Reba, even though she was incredible, a long time to get to where she was like well known as like this is country music and this is also pop music at that time. And she's
Yes.
my favorite country artist. Like I give her so much respect for what she did for the genre. She still has the most unique voice I've ever heard. I can't find anyone that sounds like her. You can find anyone trying to mimic her or Dolly Parton or any other legendary vocalist, but they cannot match it. It's incredible how those classic artists have that iconic voice that is unmatched. It is awesome.
Absolutely. It is, and I think, how can I don't even think I could ever try to incorporate a country voice. I mean, you can, maybe collaborate with someone that sounds country.
Yeah.
That would be the best attempt because I think that's what Post Malone did.
Simple and easy, actually, for you. I would say if you were to take Seven Rings, like you were talking about what the lyrics mean, and same with the other song, Obsidian, both of them are very country if you were to take it and just change the genre. Like you could take anything that is like that dour and depressing and make it sound country if you work on it.
Yes. And thank you for that. I might, spend a stint down in Nashville and see if they can help me out.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Nashville will take your songs and they'll make it the #1 hit on the radio. And then they won't pay you anything.
And I'm good with that. I agree with you. Because, the extras, Generation X, being on the radio was it.
Yes.
You're on the radio, you are it. In fact, KLOS, 95.5 KLOS is our LA local radio station. And back in the day, at midnight, Friday night, they had what's called local licks. And if you had the balls enough to walk into their studio and say, "Hey, put this on the radio," if you bitched enough, they would put you on the radio. Now you pay money and they'll put you on the radio, which is saying you have the pay to plays or the pay to listen. Either
Publicist, agent, lawyer, that'll get you on the radio. Want to actually have a dream? You got to be chosen.
Yes.
You got to be like the next big thing. That's why Post is so big, because So do you know how he started in his music career? I learned this a little bit ago. He opened for Justin Bieber. Okay. He originally tried out to be in one of the biggest rock bands of all time, and he's an incredible guitarist, and he loves rock music, but he saw that the best thing for the market at that time was the pop. So he said, I'm just going to go along with somebody that gives me a chance. Justin gives him a chance. He says, yeah, you can go on tour with me. And then he starts making these albums that are, sad rap music. And the sad rap music, all the girls and all the guys are like, yeah, man, I feel depressed. I love this. I relate to it. And so he's just playing around with that. Meanwhile, he still has this rock in his history. So he contacts, who else? The legend, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy, to do a collaboration. And they do one for the other. So Ozzy is on his track, and I think he's on Ozzy's track. Or actually, they both have the same song on both their albums. So Ozzy's album, Ordinary Man, has the same song as Post Malone's album that came out the year before. It's crazy how much respect he's got in the game, knowing that he's done all these genres.
You just taught me. I'm learning from the youth. You just taught me something. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I do know Post Malone is very big, and I can respect and appreciate that kind of notoriety and fame, just from hard work. I wish that's all it took, was just hard work.
It used to.
Knowing people helps. Knowing people helps. That's all I'm going to say that. You know people.
I'm going to try out. I got to figure out what he tried out for. He played for a band. Rejected from Crown the Empire. What? He auditioned for the Dallas metalcore band Crown the Empire, which is one of my favorite bands, honestly. They're one of the coolest in modern and rock and alternative metal. They have a song called... you know what? I'll show it to you. The reason I love them... You love piano. We love piano here. This is a good piano spot. Imagine if a metal song came out today that had nothing but piano as the backing track, and that's what they chose, and then they just added their guitars and drums to it. This is what you get. So I'm going to show you right here. This is called the One You Feed, and it's Crown the Empire's second album, I believe, second LP, which is called The Fallout. I have it right next to me. I have a lot of music.
Yes, you're surrounded with it.
You're
immersed in it.
Yes, sir. But I'm also surrounded by movies. If you want to talk about movies as well, we'll definitely dive into that. Let me go into Crown the Empire here. This is what I got involved with metal. Like, these songs, they really made me into...
Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
Go ahead. Okay,
Anthony Hopkins?
I threw that out there so you help me remember later.
Okay, so here's The One You Feed by Crown the Empire. Just listen to this freaking instrumental.
Froze up again.
I'm frozen? Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Music's good.
In the wake of my broken dreams, in the dirt and the dust, in the days that felt like I found the person that I'm meant to be. 'Cause when I feel like giving up, when death was closing in, I shut my eyes.
Can you hear the music?
Barely. That's why I'm leaning into it. Can you turn it up?
Yeah, I can hear it.
I wonder if it's my... You know what it might be? No, I can hear me.
It's the after chorus. You can hear the piano on the song so well. It's also the beginning of the song. Like, you'll hear it by the end of this. It's this very classical style with a lot of depth.
Yes. Yes.
So right when he does this scream, it goes into the piano part again.
That you just give me an idea right there. I might want to incorporate some of that.
Like, that's the kind of music I love, man. Anyone that can take an instrument that you've already been aware of and loved for a long time and add it to a modern genre in some way, and it's so fucking cool. I love music that does that. And that
I like
song
that you're
blew my
pimping
mind.
these bands that are lesser well known to me. I mean, they might be, you know, well known, but I'm glad. Hopefully, when I get down the road, you'll be pimping me to some podcast that you're doing, and be like, remember this SickMick project, you know?
Oh yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I
remember every
was
interview.
Try to be finger bang, but that didn't go over too. I was still.
That's Finger Bang Bang You from South
Yeah.
Park.
Oh yeah.
But seriously,
I always, since I got Z-Gen kids, I always bounce ideas off of them, and like, how's finger bang? Like, no, Dad, no.
So back to the reason that I played that band. That was the one
Yes?
that Post Malone tried out to play for.
Oh, gotcha.
He was going to play guitar for
that
them,
old.
and he was rejected, and so he went pop. Isn't that incredible?
It is. It is. It is. I actually put an audition because Smashing Pumpkins was auditioning at guitars, so I got rejected
Really?
from that. Yes,
No way.
I did. Totally way.
And did you actually
Totally
get to do like a tape for them, or did you get to do it in person or anything like that?
No in person. I didn't get that far.
Okay.
I didn't get that far. I did not get that far. But they showed an interest, and then as soon as I sent them the soundtrack, never heard from them again. So it's like, all right. Never. They showed some interest, so I'm like, oh, okay. L.A. musicians, and he wanted somebody that could go on tour, and it's like, okay, I gotta quit my job if I'm gonna do this. I gotta do the transfer.
I mean, it is a big band, so they would pay well. They're really well known.
Yes, but now that they're finished touring. So
too bad you couldn't join in for.
Oh,
I know
man.
this is going to be sacrilege to say, but if only you could play for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be. Why are they looking for a guitar player? Again?
No, because they're all California all the time, man. Everything is about California with them.
So is Incubus. Incubus, I think,
Incubus,
is from Calabasas. Really? Yeah, I went and saw Incubus for the first time when their 8 album came out, and another amazing. They're the ones that incorporated DJ the first time I ever heard it. I'm trying to remember the date, but Morning Glory was the first album I ever heard of. Somebody broke into my car and stole all of my Rush, Led Zeppelin CDs that I had, and my roommate at the time said, I got an Incubus CD that kind of sounds like Rush. And I'm like, come on, man. So he handed me Incubus Morning Light. I think God forgive me if that's not it, but it's the Incubus Morning Light. And I always called it Morning Glory, so I know it's Morning Light. And I popped that thing in, and it's got all their hits on it, man. If you're into that sort of music, it's very dreamy, very dreamscapey. And that's the first time I heard the waka 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 in what I considered rock and roll. And I'm like, that's really where music is going. Incubus brought in the DJ, and right off the top of my head, that's really the biggest band that I know that brought in the DJs, which I'm trying to do that presently. I think we started the podcast with, I'm trying to, everybody's good, but what makes you different, and so.
Very, very true.
Those are the things, EDM, light show, it's like everything costs money. So that's why I have such a raw sound right now, because that's the one that comes by good.
Well, let's think about it. EDM stands for electronic dance music. Light show sounds like electronic light
orchestra.
ELO. Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, there we go. So you have an ELO kind of feel that you're going for, and ELO has been very considered as one of the greatest, along with Queen, as the change for the music scene. So I like what you're thinking. That's going to bring you into a great area.
Yeah, I'm trying to change that. Because like I said, there's a lot of good music right now with your Breaking Serenities.
Dude, they're so good. Oh man, have you seen the new video yet?
Saw it today. Funnily enough, on the way home today, I was watching it in the car. You're not supposed to do that while you're driving, but I was.
Yep, happens. I mean, the
I got this
police
little
know it
space.
doesn't happen at all, ever.
Yeah, I got this little space in my dash. I could flip on the video and
That's
just
what
pop
I
it in
do
the
too.
little
I
space,
put my,
right? Then
I
I
put
can
my
look like
phone
I'm
up in the
driving.
dash.
So yeah, I saw a little bit of it, and you know what I like? I just realized this. Pole dancing looks good in music. Just feel like
It really fits.
don't tell your wife to pole
Yeah.
dancing in there. She's not gonna.
No, man, no. We're guys here, man, and I appreciate
Yeah.
that you're honest, because there's a lot of people that, they're not fade away. They shy away from these topics, especially the younger generations,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, I don't want to offend
absolutely.
anybody, and like they play feminist,
Yeah.
and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. We were talking shit from the day that we were born as men. We're going to talk shit to the day we die as men, and we're going to have these stupid sexual thoughts that never leave our brain. It's never going to be
All
like,
the time.
look at that ass,
All the time.
but I don't notice it.
Yeah.
I don't notice it.
Amen,
Tits,
brother.
never notice it.
Yeah, that pole is me.
The
that
pole
pole
is,
is-
There you go, brother. There you go. Yeah, no, the Vixen group, I'm really excited because they actually have a promo they made for me. I don't know when that's going to come out, if it's going to be the Christmas one or whatever, but I asked Jackie, and I'm really hoping I can get the rest of them on as well, because I would really like to talk with all of them. They have their passions outside of what they do, and of course, they're beautiful, so a lot of people tune into that.
Did I leave the oven on? No. Okay. I thought I could smell food. Oh, you just crashed.
No, I turned it on. Are we good?
Oh, there we go. Reboot.
Okay.
Yes.
Good
Reboot.
stuff. Good stuff.
I was just saying I had this fear because that's happened during my exam. I was like, you're cut off. So yeah. So yeah, all these influences. Yes. Now that we're bringing up Ultra, yes, the band.
Yes. Oh
yes.
my god, underrated beyond belief, dude.
Yes.
Somebody told me to check out their discography, and I was like, wait, what? They have a discography? Because you know one song, and you're like, oh, I know the band.
Yeah. Owner of a lonely heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Owner
It's
of
like
a
that's all I
lonely
know.
heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart. Yeah.
But they're such a good band. I've been told. And Eagles, of
Good
course.
stuff. And of course the Eagles. Yeah. I mean, they're legendary. They just played in Las Vegas at the Orb or whatever they call it.
So cool.
And that's amazing. Yeah, that is
Well-deserved.
very amazing.
Well deserved. Do you like Muse?
Muse, yes, I've heard them years and years ago on the radio. Radio used to be a thing. Now everything is streaming, or Spotify or iTunes.
Yep.
But back in the day, it wasn't even that long ago, maybe 10 years ago. But yeah, Muse. I heard Muse on the
Have
radio.
you heard any of their recent stuff?
No.
Oh,
Not.
my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like Imagine Dragons?
Yes, I do like that pop sort of stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I got a song for you, my friend.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is
we
going to be
go.
the best stream ever. All we're going to do is listen to music and talk shit all the time. So fun.
That's right. Talk shit, pole dancing, and music.
There we go. Pole dancing. If we're not on the pole, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's
All right, let's
Right?
see. So Muse did a song. It was on their most recent album, and it is unbelievably rocky. And it also has the Imagine Dragons pop flair to it. It works in both categories. Let's see if I can actually type in what I'm trying to type in here. There we go. And so I'm going to get this up for you so you can see it. It is you know
Beautiful.
why I was lagging? My editing software is still open. That would be why, because it's not supposed
yes.
to be.
Close your softwares. I had to do that too. When we were doing mic checks, I had that open, and then I brought it.
Yeah, it's my Instagram, it's my documents, it's everything that's open right now. I'm closing it all down. That way we can.
You gotta do this. You gotta have your this way you can ask questions off to the side.
Yeah.
And I got this little tripod. They don't just call me tripod for nothing.
The little tripod, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. Here we go with the greatness of my technology. Dude, I'm having a great time. How you feeling? How you feeling so far?
Oh, it's stellar.
Awesome.
Stellar. Fish are having a good time too. Look at them. Her. Oh, by the way, fish name?
Yes.
Reba. Reba is the fish name.
No fucking way.
Fucking way, dude.
Dude, that is
Where'd she go?
unbelievable. How can we even...
Yeah.
Dude, this is
Yeah.
unbelievable. 2 times
This
in
is
a row
huge.
now, I brought up a Rubik's Cube, and you found out a way to talk about Hungry, which made me go back to the topic of your mom. And now,
Yeah.
I love your mom, hilarious. But anyway, And now it's
There's Reba right there.
the fish. Going back to my topic of Reba, where I was standing over her entire music career. Unbelievable, man. This is why I do this podcast. This is why.
This is exactly why.
Okay, so this is the new Muse. This is going to wow you and confuse you, and you're going to love every second of it. Do you want me to play the breakdown part, or do you want to just hear a part of it?
Whatever you want me to hear.
Okay, cool.
What's the breakdown? What is that, the hook?
Dude, they have an actual metal breakdown in this song.
Okay, yeah, let's hear that.
Okay, so this is their album called Will of the People. Came out in 2022. Damn, I thought it was recent.
It kind of is.
Okay, and
BTW
so this is called
kind of
Won't
recent.
Stand Down. All right, and please jack up your music as loud as you can for this one.
I never believed that I would concede and let someone trample on me. You strung me along, I thought I was strong, but you were just gaslighting me. I've opened my eyes and counted the lies, and now it is clearer to me. You are just a user and an abuser, living vicariously. I never believed that I would concede and get myself blown asunder. You strung me along, I thought I was strong, but now you have pushed me under.
Yes.
I've opened my eyes and counted the lies, and
Yes.
now it is clearer to me. You are just a user and an abuser.
Absolutely.
And I refuse to take it.
Here it comes, here it comes.
Absolutely. My daughter's trying to hold me. Telling her I'm on a podcast right now. She'd be like, what?
Won't stand down, I'm growing stronger. Won't stand down,
Yes.
I'm old no longer. Won't stand down, you've used me for too
In fact, I could do that too. I might even pull that one up on my own thing. Really blow the people.
All right, ready for the breakdown part?
Yes.
All right, let me get back into this here.
counterattack. I'm playing you at your own game. I'm coming how you take aim. Won't stand down, I'm growing stronger.
That might become John Aaron.
Stand down, I'm old no longer. Won't stand down, you've used me for too long.
I'm grooving it.
Here comes the beat, the build up.
Kicking on this one too.
Won't stand down, I'm growing stronger. Won't stand down, I'm old no longer. Won't stand down, you've used me for too long.
Yes. And they still hold true to their core sound, their core.
Yes. Yes, that's how I feel too. They're still what you would know them from
Yes.
like the what album? Absolution. You got the
Their first
Absolution
album.
Muse, you got the you got Showbiz, you got what the hell is their second album? Oh my gosh. Why don't I know this name? Why don't I? This is it. You've given me bad luck, Mick. I'm never going to get these names right now.
You know what I do? Is I write it down. As you can see, I've written everything down that's on my mind right here.
Origin of
See that?
Symmetry. That's it.
There you go.
And that's
Like I
a
said,
great album.
Everything on my mind, I've written down right here.
Awesome, man. I see that there's nothing there. Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
For the finisher, before we finish off, because we're having a great interview so far, I don't want to lose
Thank
any
you.
of the hype here. What is one of your favorite movies or franchises?
I'm gonna have to say, I do like watching. I like Anthony Hopkins movies, not just Silence of the Lambs, but more of the psychological thrillers. He just did a movie about Sigmund Freud, where he played Sigmund Freud, and I'm always about mind thrillers.
Yeah.
I know nowadays everybody's into slasher, kill 'em, but mind thrillers. And Anthony Hopkins did a movie called Remains of the Day, and anybody that watched it would probably be one of the most boring movies that you've ever watched. But it's the psychological approach that Anthony Hopkins can play any character, from an eating person, from Jeffrey Dahmer. He could play eating people, to being Sigmund Freud, and he just did a Netflix original, Sigmund Freud. Couldn't tell you the name of the movie, but my son is calling me right now too. Doing it all. I got my daughter calling me, my son calling me. We're talking about naked people pole dancing. You got it made.
This is the best episode ever.
Yeah, the best episode
I have
ever.
so much to edit.
Oh, you're gonna have fun editing this one, baby.
Oh yeah,
You're
it's
gonna
gonna be
love
a
it.
great one. But either way, okay. So movies, you were saying that Anthony Hopkins. So Anthony Hopkins. I've only seen him in one psychological role because I've unfortunately missed out on a lot of horror, so I didn't see Silence of the Lambs. I ended up seeing Red 2, and that was the sequel to the movie Red, and it's actually ties into a lot of things, and I'll tell you later on. But Anthony Hopkins plays a man who has to pretend that he's been in prison so long that he lost his mind. And then he ends up creating a nuclear bomb that can go off and destroy everything. And you are fully convinced as a person watching this movie that he is completely delusional until he pulls it off. And I was like, wow, amazing acting, even in this, B-rated action movie. Really funny too.
Yeah, he did a lot of B movies. That Remains of the Day. He was a butler, and but he was the head butler. And
Nice.
and the movie, the psychological thrillers, where you convince people that you're something that you're not, which is what I do every day. Is you convince people that you're something that you're not. So yeah, hypnotherapy, rock and roller, and now podcast interviewee. So, all that.
There you go, man. You
got
gotta
that
have
one?
it all on your resume. And you know what?
It's gonna be all on my resume.
Even if people don't know me yet, they will know me in the future. I'm going to make sure that everybody
They're gonna.
knows me because I get on everyone's radar. When I start with one, I go through them all. I got like 12 friends of Breaking Serenity on the show, including you, so I'm happy to have you all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
have to send you a shirt. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
kick
Oh,
me
yeah,
your ass just so I
definitely.
can send you a shirt.
Definitely.
I got
Extra
a whole
large.
bunch of shirts made. Yeah. And so when you're on the next podcast, you'll be like, "You heard of these guys?" Hopefully by then I'll have a little bit more on the table.
See, if I knew you were closer to Scarlet Siren, I would have worn my Scarlet Siren shirt today, but I didn't think about it. I was like, he's probably just, in his own zone. But no, all these cool dudes.
Oh,
and...
yeah, it's a small clique. Once you start touring with these bands, they stick together.
They're your
The
friends.
promoter likes your music. The promoter likes your behavior, and you get on stage, off stage. And, of course, being charismatic helps.
Love it. All right, so for my favorite movie of all time, I have it next to me. I always have it with me, and that is Baby Driver.
Really?
Yes, and of course the Star Wars originals. I have the prequel trilogy as well as the original
my
trilogy.
son is he's Mr. Star Wars. I can tell you, he's got the Star Wars book manual.
Hell
He's got
yeah.
the language. He even got a Star Wars tattoo on his body.
Excellent. Well, yeah, we're
Arm
going to have
body.
a fun time with him as well, then. Definitely. I'm happy to have him on. With the whole band, he can bring anybody he wants. I don't give a shit. I want everyone to feel like they can be themselves here. That's why I love you having your time
Thank
here,
you.
having your time in the spotlight you deserve, man. And for 30 years, you've been kicking ass with rock and roll music. You've been making it. You're going to continue in your mind trying to make something that is unique and evolutionary to the genre.
Amen,
What can I
brother.
do but praise you at this point, man? You are an absolute legend of rock and roll. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to talk with you, have you on here, jam with you, and everybody that has not gone and checked out the SickMick project, go and check out the description right down below right now. All the links
Thank
for
you.
his stuff. However, his Instagram is private, so you probably have to message him on Facebook.
Is it? It's not supposed to be.
No, I think when I messaged you, it was like invisible or something because you didn't see my message for like a month.
Oh, no shit. I'm going to fix that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
dude. No, you're fine. And I want it to be that way. I want you to be that private, special, awesome dude because I'm going to
Okay.
tag you like crazy and then you have to be public.
Yes. There we go. Yes.
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
But, dude, thank you so much for being here. And, great time. Great time. What can I say? This was a fantastic
Thank
interview.
I hope this pushes you to the next level. We all want to go to the next level.
Hell
Right?
yeah,
We all
man.
want to be next level.
We push
And,
ourselves
you've got
in the best.
also got. By the way, let me give you some praises. You also got the charisma to be a podcaster, and you got the jokes too, and the specialness that is you. You do. You got it all within you. Knowing your music, knowing the person you're interviewing. You got everything right behind you over there. You know, you got all your music
Oh yeah.
ready to go.
Got to prove
You-
that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you study before, and that's one of the most important things in music is to study what you're doing. To be a student of the business, and that's what you definitely are. You're a student of the business. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
professionalism.
Absolutely amazing show. Absolutely amazing episode. Absolutely amazing chat, dude. You're an absolutely amazing dude. I am so happy to have you here. And for all the fans, once again, please check out the description. Give him all the love in the world. This was the SickMick project with Mick Moon, who came from the fucking movie Sing. We did not know that, but that's a bonus thing you get on the Patreon. It came from Sing, guys. That's unbelievable. A recent animated film I absolutely love, actually. And
Yes.
amazing. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have an awesome night and stay safe out there. Peace. All right. So that's done with the main one. We can continue talking if you want. It's completely up to you. I know your son's waiting on the line.
Yes, he's still listening, actually. I put him on
Awesome.
speaker. Yeah, I
Awesome.
put him on speaker. Yeah, he's like, okay, when's my interview? But yeah,
He's lined up. He's ready to go.
yeah, another California band. He's from the desert. I Sleep Naked. They actually have more songs to dive into. They have how many songs you got, buddy? Online.
Got like 6 or 7.
There you go. You got 6 or 7.
And what do you consider your genre, sir?
There. Have you ever heard of the Vines?
I have not heard the Vines. Let's play the Vines. Every time it's like, you've never heard of that? Okay, let's play it.
Yeah. I wish the Vines. Who do you consider yourself to be like? AT?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, I don't really consider anything, but I've had people compare us to Alice in Chains.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called
What's
I
a
Sleep
good-
Naked. Is it all one word or is it 3 words?
I think it's I Sleep Naked. What? Yeah, there you go. Keep going.
All lowercase.
I Sleep Naked official or band? .band. Yeah, finish typing.
Naked.band.
.band.
Yeah, my computer is slow as hell right now. There we go. There we go. I got you.
There it is.
I am following you right now,
That's
so
them.
let me click follow
That's
on
them.
there.
That's them right there.
Excellent. And what is your favorite song, Mr. I Sleep Naked Mastermind?
Our like favorite song we've done, or just my favorite song?
Your personal
I'm gonna say-
fave.
Your personal favorite.
Oh gosh, there's so many to.
I like Evergreen as the radio hit. If they're gonna have a
Evergreen, the radio hit?
it's Evergreen.
Okay.
Yeah, and their very first recording was Junkyard Dog.
I see Junkyard Dog being #1 most played. Congratulations to that, man. Huge success from that first hit.
Yeah, they're more popular than me. So online. So
They're 30 years
yeah,
behind you, though. They
they're-
got time.
yeah, they're
15
my
monthly
spawn.
listeners. Let's change that. Let's get you 150,000. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to listen to Evergreen right now. If you're okay with it, sir, I'm going to have. Yeah, I won't talk
Pump it.
over it.
Yeah, pump it.
All right, here we go. Evergreen from I Sleep
You're gonna
Naked.
play Evergreen, buddy.
Oh, sick! I love it already.
I think to me it's a very radio worthy song.
Yes, I hear that radio friendliness to it. Great alto voice. I need to know the mastermind. Where does the song have higher vocals? Should I go to the bridge?
I have no idea.
Just because I want to hear the range of her voice. It's a very good alto range. I love altos. It's my favorite to listen to.
Yes.
Lizzie is a alto, but she can scream
There you
and almost sing soprano most of the time.
Yeah,
She's-
their front man is a woman. My daughter. Front man.
That's your daughter?
Her front person. Yes, yeah.
Hold
All
up.
of that is my family.
This is
That's
amazing.
My son on drums, my daughter on bass, and her boyfriend playing bass.
Unbelievable. This is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. The unit of a family playing together, completely different band, completely different style, but actually really, really solid. Whoever produced it, by the way, perfect mastering on their end.
Yeah. Yes, they did. They did. Yeah, they're a lot more refined sound than me. I'm more of a live, on stage, charismatic dude, and they're definitely package deal, really refined. I mean, I'm more
Studio
raw.
sound.
They're more
Yeah.
refined. Yeah.
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check this part of the song. Lots of chorus reverb effect on the vocals, and that does remind me of Alice in Chains and things like that, like droning sounds
Okay.
for the microphone, and it sounds sick.
Okay.
I love it, and it's
Okay.
polished, and the bass of
Absolutely.
that is beautiful,
Yeah.
and it works really
Yes.
well. Like you said, radio, I can hear that.
Now there you can have the guys. You can have a full trio. It's a trio.
Wonderful.
There you can have you guys ready, and hopefully you'd have to have their podcast on a Friday or Sunday.
Sunday, I can
No.
do.
Yeah, but you did let them. You can work it out with them. But,
Fridays. I know this is gonna sound real sweet and adorable. I have date night with my fiance every Friday.
that is beautiful, man.
Try
That
to
is
keep
beautiful.
the flame, you know. Got to keep
You
her
have
happy.
You have to. You have to. I mean, every good relationship lasts at least 10 years. So see if you can make it, buddy.
Oh yeah, we've been together for 13.
There you go. You're over the hump.
Hell
As
yeah,
they say.
man. Hell yeah. We're
Yeah.
working on that.
You're over
You
the
know,
hump.
the big finish. We got to get the house, and then we could get married, and then we don't have to worry, hopefully, about anything until the kids come.
Yeah, right. So make sure you're good and fit. Make sure you got a good foothold on this business.
Absolutely,
start having
man.
kids.
That's
They're-
the plan.
they'll
That's the
take care.
plan. Keeping this as the side hustle as well as the main job, which I work at a hotel and I love my job as much as I love doing the
Nice.
podcast. So I'm loving everything right now. Life is more than enough that I could ever ask for.
Very much so.
All right, man. Well, hey, thank you again for being here. This was an
It's
absolutely
gotta
awesome
be like
chat.
midnight back there.
Oh no, it's only about 10 o'clock. But my friend and I were gonna watch
Oh.
a comedy podcast. You ever heard of Kill Tony?
No, but I have heard of Key and Peele.
Key and Peele's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
We had great jokes, dude. Like these were
Thank
this
you.
was perfect compatibility. This is exactly the kind of chemistry that I look for when I get a guest
Okay.
on here, and it's a one-on-one.
Okay.
It's always fun, man.
And thank you. You're
Absolutely.
welcome and thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Okay, you have a good night, okay?
All right, you too.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye-bye.